Sunil Sharma ji, Dr. Neena Pahuja, Dr. Prabhat Ranjan, delegates, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real pleasure for me to be amongst you all this morning and having an opportunity to listen to the views of so many of our speakers today. I want to thank the organizers, the Disease Management Association of India and the Personal Connected Health Alliance for inviting me here for hosting this government industry dialogue for the 5th time and inviting me here to share the vision and work of the government and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Although our additional secretary Arun Pandaji, I am glad, in the most simple words and terms available, he's explained the entire structure of the healthcare system in India, the various initiatives of the government, all what we're doing at the ministry, what we think, everything is put in very, very simple terms. So there's not much left for me to explain. I'm glad this dialogue has been organized because, as everyone said, there is kind of a win-win situation for both industry and the government because we're both working for common objectives and common goals. So it's important that we abandon and we shed this working in silos kind of mentality. We work together, we understand each other's views and opinions and perspectives, and together we contribute to the benefit of the larger society. Friends, health as we understand is a sector today which has a great potential for creating jobs. And today, as we integrate more and more technology into it, we can actually create greater number of jobs at all the different levels, besides making healthcare more transparent, more accountable, and more outcome-driven. And as many of our people from the ministry mentioned that the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, he has a vision for a digital India. So why should health be left untouched? That is why we talk about digital health, and this is why precisely we've expressed our aspiration to be a pioneer in digital health, and we tabled a resolution at the Executive Board of the WHO to mainstream mHealth, which is the mobile health, over the continuum of care. And even the National Health Policy, which was lately announced, that also talks about creating a National Digital Health Authority, which will soon be put in the public domain to invite your valuable suggestions. Let me also mention to you about the National Health Protection Scheme, which also is trying to integrate technology so that we can process the claims or we can make use of various services available under the insurance with the use of this technology, and things can be made easier. So there is a great amount of proliferation of technology over the continuum of care. We have the vision of the ministry of reaching the unreached and providing affordable, timely, as well as quality health care to our citizens. And in order to realize this vision, we're making use of technology, we are integrating it into our system, and this is why the role of medical devices particularly becomes extremely important. And because medical devices, as Panaji also mentioned, that even the 1.5 lakh sub-centers which we have in the villages in India, and we want to convert them into a health and wellness center, that is only possible if we make use of technology and we make use of the medical devices. So because medical devices are becoming increasingly important, as because the first interface between the patients and technology, it's important that we have safety standards, we have quality standards. So we need to establish a regulatory authority so that this can be looked into. And the National Health Policy, which has recently been rolled out, it actually dwells in detail about establishing these regulations and making our medical devices safer for people's use. So these are a few things that we are doing. And when we talk of medical devices, we also need to see, as everyone mentioned, even the first speaker who was here, he also mentioned that we must see that the devices are able to talk to each other and also the various softwares seamlessly, so that the flow of health-related data or information, there is no loss, there is no distortion, because any time if we have the slightest loss, the slightest distortion in the health-related data, then it might have a direct impact on the treatment. and that could sometimes be fatal. So we have to be very mindful, and this is why it is important that the government and industry dialogue continues. We all come together, we contribute to developing these standards and prevent any such adverse situations from arising. I would say that we need to work shoulder to shoulder because we cannot really afford to work now in silos, and the National Health Policy also proposes to support the harmonization of the domestic regulatory standards with the international standards, and with people like you, with us, India does have the advantage of getting the standards first. Rajan Gupta has also told me that it's going to be a day-long discussions, and after these deliberations there's going to be a report which will be prepared. So I would also like to have a copy of the same so that we can identify the gaps and we can think about the actions which need to be taken. So my team from the ministry, my people from the ministry and Rajiv ji, they're all going to be with you for the whole day. I'm once again very thankful to the organizers for inviting me here and giving me this wonderful opportunity to listen to your views, to interact with you. And I just hope that the day-long discussions, these deliberations are purposeful and meaningful. Thank you very much once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. We will now break for tea. I would like to request Mrs. Anupriya Patel to please sign the wall.